Welcome to Western Mass News Digital Edition. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Amanda Martin Ryan. Amanda's recovering after being stabbed near Main and William Streets this morning in Springfield. Police say that man walked into a business after being stabbed shortly after 1 a.m. He was then taken to the hospital for treatment. Police are now investigating.
A months-long investigation out of Springfield leading to a man under arrest and more than 60 roosters seized in an alleged cockfighting ring yesterday. The suspect's name has not been released, but he will be facing fines and potentially up to 5 years in prison. On the Chapin Terrace property, investigators also found items consistent with the raising and keeping of birds for the purposes of fighting. That included sharp objects that were attached to the rooster's legs, intended to inflict more severe injuries during fights. The operation forces 2 birds to fight, often to the death, but if the animal does survive the match, the MSPCA says it can suffer severe injuries such as punctured lungs and broken bones. Law enforcement urging anyone who knows anything about animal cruelty happening near them to find a link to submit an anonymous tip on our website.
In Springfield, a fire in the Liberty Heights neighborhood last night was deemed suspicious by fire officials, and it's now under investigation. Crews were called to a house under construction on Genesee Street around 6 p.m. The city's fire commissioner tells us no one was inside when firefighters went in, and the flames were quickly knocked down. He also explained they ruled it suspicious since the house didn't have electrical wiring.
Good news for chicken lovers in Western Mass. The Chick-fil-A at the Springfield Crossing is having its grand opening today. They open their doors at 6:30 this morning. The opening is filling nearly 120 jobs for our local economy. In addition, a $25,000 donation will be made from Chick-fil-A Incorporated, going to Feeding America to support local hunger relief efforts in the greater Springfield area. And if you plan on stopping by today, any guest who's dressed in a cow or cow spots or anything sporting cow spotted accessories can get a free entree or a kids meal inside or through the drive-thru.
I wish I had known that.
All right, I'm getting ready. I'll be ready to do this. I just got to pull out, that cow uniform, and make sure you're bundled up too, have the thermals underneath it. Because although the temperature is 30 and the sun has been shining, at least from time to time, it's the wind that is making it feel quite a bit colder. And we've had some strong gusts out there for sure, but you can see the camera kind of shaking here, right, with those gusty winds. Sundown at 4:18, so already beginning to set. But at least we've had some sunshine today. Also, some flurries here and there. Wind advisory up for all of Western Mass, and that is until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So the winds stay blustery overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and then that wind will ease as we go through the afternoon tomorrow. Sustained wind of 24 miles per hour in Springfield, a gust last hour of 28, but we've had gusts between 30 and 40 in the valley and up over 40 across the hill town. So our feel-like temperatures are quite a bit lower than our actual temps. Look at it in Heath at 19, Worthington at 21. This is where we picked up a couple of inches of snowfall as well. Springfield's been hanging right at that 30-degree mark. It hasn't budged, even though we've had the sunshine. But you feel like temperatures are in the teens right now. We had a few flakes, flurries, snow showers, primarily across the Berkshires and hill towns, but a couple of flakes in the valley as well. But now we're seeing more sunshine, and that will lead to just a few passing clouds tonight. Now, temps in themselves aren't bad. I mean, upper teens and lower 20s. It's cold, right? But then when you factor in the wind, our wind chills will be probably between about 0 and maybe 10 or 11 above. This is where we start tomorrow morning in terms of wind chills. As we go into the afternoon, the wind chills come up into the 20s as the temps come up to around freezing tomorrow afternoon. So the strongest winds will be before noontime tomorrow. Saturday looks like a dry day, and then it's Saturday night. A cold front comes through with a few snow showers, but that cold front is actually going to suppress this storm to our south. Bottom line is we could have a few snow showers or a touch of light snow Saturday into Sunday morning, which might whiten the ground to maybe an inch or two, primarily south of the Mass Pike. Best chance of accumulating snow is actually out on the Cape, but this thing will keep hustling along. So for the most part, it's a miss for us. So tomorrow, at least into the morning, a first alert weather day with those winds through the morning, easing in the afternoon, and then maybe that touch of light snow on Sunday. But I got to tell you, Sunday, it's cold in the afternoon. The wind's picking back up, and it's another shot of that Arctic air before it eases the middle of the week. And then it actually may get mild around here with a rain chance Thursday or Friday, the end of next week. All right, that's your forecast. We'll see you at 4 o'clock. Amanda and Chris, back to you.
Dan, thank you. It's starting to get down to the wire if you need to send out Christmas gifts. You've got less than a week of shopping left. The Postal Service says you need to send packages by next Wednesday to get them delivered before the holiday.
Now, if you want to spend a bit extra, paying for priority mail will get you until next Thursday. Priority Mail Express 2 gets you until next Saturday, but keep in mind, these are estimates, and it's always better to send a bit early. Also allow an extra day or two for items going outside the continental U.S.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching today's Western Mass News Digital Edition.
Be sure to tune into Western Mass News starting at 4 on ABC 40, coming up soon. Have a great day.